Welcome back to Just Ranked. We're here, the guys you know. We have Joe, Jimmy, and Chris. I am Dank. We are a music podcast that ranks their top 4 best favorite, whatever you want to call it, songs of the predetermined time.
It's best.
Is it best?
Best. Yeah, it's best.
It's always faves to
We
me.
what the best ones are.
Are they best? We'll see. Mine are the best tonight.
Bring on the comments.
Tonight, or this week, we are doing 1989.
Woo!
Yep, we threw another dart, landed on this year.
Woo!
1989 didn't just end the decade, it turned the volume all the way up and dared the 90s to follow. Pop was polished to a shine, hair metal was throwing one last party,
Yes.
hip-hop was gaining real mainstream muscle, and the alternative sounds were starting to sneak through the side door. MTV and Much Music for us Canucks dictated taste, radio was stacked with monsters, and if it wasn't catchy, flashy, or loud, it probably didn't stand a chance. Anyway, that's it. I'm not reading the rest. Grab your Walkman, shine up your new CD collection, and we'll head back to 89.
Strap up
And
your
we'll
seat.
start with the master of the 80s, Joe. But before we do,
Oh, yeah.
samesies.
I'll go with a courtesy 1.
I'll do 0. I'll be bold and say 0.
I'm going to go with 1 because I think Chris and I might have one.
Really?
I'll say 1 as well because, yeah, all right. I'll say 1, but I really think it might be none.
Okay.
You're all afraid to pick 0.
You're right. I am.
I am
I'm not
too.
afraid to admit that. I'm afraid, but I'm not afraid to admit that.
All right, Joe, start us off. Let's hear your 89 list.
That's right. I'm in the number 1 slot, ain't I? Yeah. So, I guarantee you guys will know 2 of these songs.
Oh, we won't know.
I will also guarantee you, we have talked a lot about what he calls himself,
You gotta
Yoda. He is not, even though he had a very successful album this year, in my list. I figure we've had enough of Prince for right now. So we're going, this is my Prince 1989 list. How about that?
No,
You
Chris?
fooled us in the past, though. So
Yeah, I've heard this record
We've heard
before.
this before.
And this song, you guys might have heard this. You guys definitely know the band. I don't know if you know the song or not, but it was their first single. So anyhow, and I picked this song. I've been listening to a lot lately, way even before I started picking songs for 89. It just happens when I forgot this album came out in 1989. It was like 80s, but when I sort my songs, when I do these lists, I kind of pretty much put together a smart playlist, right, and do year and then. Well, this song was one of my most played on there, and it's very relevant to what's going on to where I live right now. The lyrics are white trash picking up Nazi flags. While you were gone, there was a war. This is the West. Get used to it. They put a swastika over the door. The band is made of the Sale brothers, Tony and Hunt, Reeves Gabrels, and David Bowie. This is Tin Machine.
nice.
Wow.
Wow.
The song is Under the God.
I fucking love this song. I know we say it all the time. In fact, Jimmy's got a shirt that says I fucking love this song. David Bowie's always had when he sings about the United States, it's never very good. It really never is. And the United States is kind of arrogant, pompous. We like to think our shit doesn't stink. And
Not me.
I'm just saying as a whole, the country itself. That's not me either. Trust me. I live in Minnesota. It's burning right now. But reality is, it's not what you think it is. I mean, he really talks about what he thinks the underbelly of the United States is, and it really says in that one chord, that one verse, and it's that way through the entire song. So if you remember the song, it was their first single off their first album, self-titled Tin Machine album. I'm sure when you listen to it, you're like, oh,
I think if I heard it, I don't remember it.
Yeah.
Right now,
Again, I think everyone remembers Tin Machine, but they don't remember the singles because as much as I love the band because they were just really different, even though I love Bowie, they don't sound like Bowie.
No,
Um,
no.
They
They were
were
eclectic. Yeah.
very well. Critics hated them. Bowie said that their fans were fanatical and that they were radical about the band, what the band did, because their music is what he called wasn't comfortable material.
Right.
And some of the stuff wasn't. They talked about, like I said, just that one that one verse I read you. That's a lot of the lyrics, how they are. The music is very erratic. A lot of guitar. This guitar is very rock oriented, or this song is very rock oriented.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's one of the more radio friendly songs on the album.
Yeah, was it? But was it on the radio? No, that's maybe.
Yeah, it's the first single. Yeah,
The first release. Yeah.
didn't really chart. I think it charted in the UK at number 67. I didn't write it down. But I put down the song as guitar driven, a mirror of the United States is at its underbelly, a racist, hate-filled cesspool run by old rich white men who thrive on pitting the working class against one another. That's very much,
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
and I listen to the first album all the time. The second album was really kind of went over here more to where.
I don't even remember they did a second album.
Yeah, well, you can't even. That's what my thing was going to say. You can't even find what they call Tin Machine 2. It's not even on streaming. You can't buy it digitally. But I guess they did re-release it. The Bowie Estate re-released it in CD and vinyl form in 2022.
Wow.
Yes, James.
Well, 2 comments. That first album was immaculate. It
I
was
love that album.
amazing. Such a great a great sound that they had. And again, it was not a David Bowie album. That was a collective mindset album. It was awesome. I loved this album. 2, as far as finding Tin Machine 2, my buddy at Cheap Kiss Records, Chris, could probably find that for you, and I'm going to get him on that. This is a great pick. It is not far out of the Joe realm, so this is a great pick. I love it.
Yeah, this pick makes sense for you. Kind of getting that in for one of the older episodes.
Honest, though, did you want to pick this? I'm like, really?
Yeah, I'm having a hard time remembering. So I after this show, I definitely gotta listen to it to refresh
It's so good.
because I missed this, and I hate saying that, but
It's on streaming, like I said. So if you can find it on streaming, just listen to the song. It's great.
I remember avoiding Tin Machine because at the time I wasn't really into Bowie. And it's funny you say that it wasn't really Bowie-esque because I avoided it at the time. I remember thinking, I'm not going to even bother because I don't really like him. At the time,
Yeah.
I've changed my mind, but I forgot about this band. I totally forgot about this band.
Yeah, I mean, it's always in my playlist because I love Bowie and Tim Machine. And I really do love this album. This album's really, really good. But the reason why I don't really think it sounds like Bowie, because Bowie kind of looked like, when people forget the tour in '88, he did a tour, a co-headlining tour with Iggy Pop. But he kind of said it's Iggy Pop's. I'm going on tour with Iggy Pop. That's how you would never say he was the headliner. That's my number 4.
Great pick.
yeah.
My number 3, you guys definitely know this song. I put down as one of the most iconic bass lines of all time, for one of the most iconic bands of all time. And I don't think anyone's ever picked this band yet, and we've talked about them a lot, I think, on the show. The song was inspired by an alcoholic night in New Orleans. Number 3 is Fascinating. by The Cure.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Yes.
I think
It's the wrong song, but yeah.
Yeah, I think when you hear once you think of the song, you you hear the bass line in your head, right? I mean,
Yeah.
the bass line doesn't change throughout the entire song. It's
Fucking droning and gorgeous.
it's wonderful, man. And this is when I was watching. Now again, this is older Robert Smith. Or Robert Smith, you kind of figure, because this song is kind of when we started turning into a rock band. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I can see that. I mean, there's still The Cure, right? But he was trying to say that's when guitars kind of really started taking the forefront of the band, and the bass and drums, the core of three instruments.
Yeah.
Interesting enough, I did not know this because it was a huge hit here. The single was only issued in North America. The band's American record company refused to release the band's original choice for a single, which was Lullaby, which is a great song too.
It's a great song too. Yeah.
Lullaby was released as the first single throughout the rest of the world.
Okay.
The song, though, record company was right, became the band's first number 1 single on the newly created Modern Rocks charts on the modern rock chart. It had just been created a month before this had been released.
Wow.
Staying on top of that chart for 7 weeks. So there you
I
go.
didn't know that chart was that young. I thought it was older.
Apparently. But Simon Gallup's Baseline we talked about before drives the whole entire song. And it's a song that doesn't have many changes, but it does not get monotonous. It just has this driving force. It just keeps moving along like a locomotive, right? It's so good.
Oh, their songs are so good.
Robert Smith doing a video I watched. He said the song when they recorded was originally 12 minutes long. He said we just could not stop playing the song. And
Yeah, that's awesome.
which is great. I think it's a good sign if you have a good song. You just want to keep playing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ironically enough, Reeves Gabriels, we've heard them, right? He was a guitarist in Tin Machine, became the guitarist for The Cure in 2012, and still is their guitarist.
Wow.
That's my number 3, Fascination Street by The Cure.
That's great. That's a great pick.
I absolutely love this album. In fact,
Oh yeah.
I may have another song off this album on my list.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I think
I
I
like
might.
This
it.
album
My
is
God.
short list for my
Did you have this
island
album on your
album.
islands? No.
It was close. It was a short
Yeah.
list. It
Mine
was,
too was short on mine too. Because I almost had
It was-
another song besides Fascination Street on the song from this album.
I could have picked probably 3 or 4 from
So-
that album for this
Oh.
list. I love this album.
Jimmy, you had something?
Yeah. A couple things. Well, first of all, didn't we lose the original guitarist recently for The Cure?
Yes. Yep.
So rest in peace. Rest in peace. So my other thing is previously in other episodes we talked about me being the metal guy in high school and me not really liking the alt 80s. This album,
Sounds fake.
right? Hot Carl, we love you. All right.
Sorry, Carl.
Thank you for that tie-in. That's where I was going. But no, in '89 there was the changeover, which you beautifully illustrated in your opening. I started to kind of venture out of my meathead metalhead ways. And this album, because I had a bunch of friends that were really into Duran Duran and The Cure, Susie the Banshee, Psychedelic Furs, that kind of alt movement, right? And they handed me this CD. It's Disintegration, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. Handed this and said, "Listen, just listen to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I know.
Open mind." Listen to it. I mean, there's a standout song on there. I'm not going to mention the name in case it's brought up later. But that standout song brought me into the album, pulled me into it, and I gave her back the CD. Sue Stone, I gave her back the CD, and I went out and bought it myself. And I started listening to it, betwixt my metal. And I
Secretly?
became
Secretly?
what's that?
Secretly?
Well, kind of. And it brought me into The Cure, and since then I've not been obsessed, but I really enjoy the vibe.
It's such a great description. I totally feel what you just said, because I was going to say earlier, I don't love them, but I really, really like them, and I really, really like them a lot more now than I did back then.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't fair, right? They were always good.
True. I wasn't being
Same
fair.
thing.
I was being a meathead.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, I can admit it now.
I was like, they're okay. And you hear them if you went to dance, even teen dance bars that we had, and then into the early days of the bars, even they were played. And I was like, oh yeah, The Cure, yeah. And then
When I really, really started to dig them, and this is going to sound like a broken record for me, I know. I saw them at Eden Fest, and they fucking blew me away.
So fucking good live, dude. They are so fucking good.
So good.
You know what band is good? I took my daughter and her then boyfriend to a Cure show here in Minneapolis in 2016. I know it was 2016 because that was when I saw like 5 bands and they all did a Prince tribute, right? And they played for 3 hours. They played one hit. Everything else was album tracks. My daughter didn't know any songs, and we left. She goes, "That was so good." She didn't know any of the songs.
And normally you'd be like, fucking nice one. Play a song I know.
Yeah,
Like, I don't want to hear all your new shit.
Really good about that. She's got a
Bullshit
great,
I don't know.
she has a great ear for music. Yeah, you know.
Oh, that's awesome.
But it's a good sign of a good band when you can go in there and watch a band for 3 hours, not know any of the fucking songs. That was great.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, they're so good live.
Oh, jealous.
Yeah, if you can see them live, man, do it now if they ever come because they're so. I promise you will not regret it. So that's my number 3, Fascination Street by The Cure.
Great pick.
Currently touring, by the way.
Currently touring. Yep, they are. This one, we've talked about this band. We all love this band. When we said 1989, I knew these next two songs were going to be on my list. I knew which one was number one. I knew which one was number two. So right now it's time to eat all your words, swallow your pride, open your eyes. You're sowing the seeds of love.
Oh, yes, you are.
Dude, I love this album. I love this track. Okay, what do I talk about? If any band melds with the Beatles song, Beatles sound, it's going to be golden, right?
Quite right.
Quite right. Does Beatles? No, but it's obviously Tears for Fears channeling the Beatles. Let's go back with some of the stats. Released August 21st, 1989, first single from their third album, Seeds of Love, written by, of course, by Orzabal and Smith. Hit number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100, number 1 in Canada, and number 3 on the Dutch Top 40.
Nice.
And a top 5 in a bunch of other countries. Orzabal wrote the song in June 87 during the week of the UK's general election, in which Margaret Thatcher won a third consecutive term in office. That encouraged him to get involved with politics. So you can probably guess he wasn't probably a fan of that political party. The lyrics referred to Thatcher specifically with the line, "Politician granny with your high ideals, have you no idea how the majority feels?" There you go. So even a great pop song, and this is what I got a little political with the first pick. Music should move you. Music should make a statement. Music should kind of draw a line. Yeah. It should poke you. Should provoke you. It should definitely draw a line in the sand and say, this is wrong, this is right.
Absolutely.
Again, this is my Reese's peanut butter cup I put down in here. It's the thing I think of in musical form because it's Tears for
Is that what you put in your notes?
and the Beatles. It's my chocolate and peanut butter combined.
If Apollo
Probably let everyone know how much you like those. That's weird.
Orzabal took further inspiration from I Am the Walrus, believe it or not, when writing the song, including the tempo changes, melody, style, and even the trumpet. There you go. The song is huge, bombastic, thematic. Its song is I can listen to this song 20 times in a row. I fucking love this song. It's great.
You like these guys.
I love these. I love this duo. In fact, I'm gonna tell you right now, I just said duo. My last two picks, number 2 and 1, are both duos. So this is Tears for Fears, Sowing the Seeds of Love.
Good pick.
Nice pick.
Nice.
It was
On my
on my
list.
longer
Yeah.
list. It was considered
Me too.
for a flash beat, heartbeat
Yep.
second, and then I didn't. It wasn't in the running,
Didn't
but
follow through.
I like them too. I really like them, and I know I like them because I know, and you know, we're all different the way your brains retain shit.
Yeah.
But as soon as you said their last names, I'm like, oh, Roland and Kurt. Like I already know they're
Yeah.
like I don't know the 3 from Thompson Twins. Or I don't know the artists, right? So I'm like, oh,
You're right. I don't even know why I wrote down kept on repeating his last name because everyone does call him Roland and Kurt.
Right. Yeah. Oh, and I didn't mean that as a correction. I
No,
meant
no,
that I just happened to know their first names. So I knew who you're talking about, right? Rather than long-haired guy and
Yeah.
guy that brings his daughter out.
Have you guys ever seen the soundboard? I'm not sure if it's a whole documentary, but on Shout, the soundboard, how they break it all down and they bring up all the different things.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
That'd be cool. That would
And
be
everybody
really cool.
wants to rule the world was part of that, and they talked about how it was a throwaway song. Joe mentioned that in another episode, and how they broke it down and how it transpired. The guys, I hate to say geniuses, but
They are.
just how they incorporate all these different things, and this is a great example of their, in my mind, genius.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't throw that word around lightly either because
Right.
they have their
I
own.
How popular they were, they still didn't get their due.
No,
Right.
correct.
Yeah, correct. And they're absolutely huge in Europe and Asia. They're absolutely.
Yeah, but there's tons of people that we all know and just regular laymen. Yeah, Tears for Fears.
Yeah.
In fact, I even said it when I went to Vegas last year.
Yeah.
they were there, and I said it, and like even half the group I was with, and they're like, huh? I was like, what? One guy's like, we should go to Tears for Fears. Like, we should go to Tears for Fears.
Yeah, you should. That's the one.
If I was there, we were going to Tears for Fears.
We were going to Tears for Fears, right? Like, but I couldn't sell it, right? It was Lionel Richie or this or that, and then we didn't end up doing any of them, so it didn't really matter. But I was like, fuck.
Which is fine, but are you fucking kidding me? For me in my childhood, like, I don't know, grade 6 or grade 7, the Songstorm Big Chair was huge.
It was huge, right?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Massive, right? Everybody had that cassette. Everyone.
Yep.
That's a great pick, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah, totally. And I want to see that shout, Doc, is just a single
Yep. Now that
song.
you've said that, I totally want to see that.
Yeah.
Joe, I think you sent it to me. Is that a
I
full doc?
shit memory. It probably was me because I see shit all the time.
It was me yesterday.
It's probably on. You can probably watch it on.
I'll
YouTube.
be doing it. Yeah.
If there is a documentary at the soundboard, Joe sends it to me.
Right.
So, yeah.
Later tonight, I'll have chips in my hand
So
while
I'll be
I'm
watching again and pretend I've
in
never
my ears while I'm searching up that documentary.
Same, but mine will be popcorn chicken and. Yes.
Now I'm hungry. Recording bank.
Right.
All right, give us.
My number one. If you're listening, ma'am, I apologize when I say these words, but these guys probably haven't heard this song. So, and I'm kidding myself if I think you're actually listening or watching the show. But if you are, these three they're meatheads. They didn't hear the song. So,
Is it Apollonia?
This song is by another duo.
She's
It's the first single off their second album. It was mixed by Prince's famed engineer Susan Rogers, who I've mentioned here many, many times.
I just whispered it before he said that, just so you know.
The song is "Are You My Baby" by Wendy and Lisa.
Oh, what?
The song is
Fucking good.
funky. It's flowing. It's an eargasm, man. It's just laid back. If you want to hear a song that's funky and laid back, this is the fucking song, dude. Which is hilarious because, I had to come up with some things like, how is this? Okay, so your mom is so fat type of thing. Well, this song is so funky. It's as funky as a bass player's refrigerator. It's as funky as a wah-wah pedal in a hot tub. It's as funky as shin pads on a hockey player.
Well, they're funky.
Yeah. Or it's as funky as socks that toured with Parliament.
Nice.
So since I did before, I thought I'd throw my line out there and see if I could do it again. Obviously, the song is written by Wendy and Lisa themselves. So I reached out to Lisa Coleman.
Did you?
Yeah, and I didn't hear anything back. But just kidding. She totally wrote me back. This is what she said. So I'm gonna read this exactly how she wrote it to me. Okay. Well, I remember Wendy's bass playing. I held down this chord, and Wendy played this bass thing, and wow, it just kept going from there. The concept was to sound small drums, high voice, a small, tight, intimate sound. I remember that we were in a studio that was off an apartment on the beach. Me, Wendy, and Susan Rogers, we had a lot of fun. There you go.
That's awesome. That is so cool that you have that connection.
That is so cool. And for anyone that just started listening, he did not just read something from the internet. He read something sent to him.
Exactly.
Right.
So
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's
So I mean,
cool.
I always, again, you don't want to bother somebody, but at the same time, I'm always like very thankful she replies, and she seems to enjoy the fact I'm asking questions maybe that aren't about a certain somebody else, that maybe it's more about her,
Yeah.
Song did number 48 on the in UK, but was not released in Canada or Asia. So in America it did not chart. So, but I guess
it was released in the US. So
yeah, it was released. Yep. But yeah, like I said, you want to hear a song that's really funky at the same time laid back, which is somebody told me that. I was like, that's not possible, is it? No, this song is funky and laid back. It's "Are You My Baby" by Wendy and Lisa. I love this song. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. It's great. That's my number one from 1989.
that's
Nice.
awesome. That's awesome. What was your guess for Samesies? Zero. Yeah. Based on your own. Zero's a good call. Maybe Tears for Fears, but zero's a good call. Those are great picks, man. I'm not even on my radar. So that makes it cool because we're like, will we have a crossover? Fuck, I don't know.
I'm sure there's part of you guys like, oh, wasn't Batman 89? Fuck, here we go again.
Oh, I thought you were coming with for sure.
Joe, I'm not gonna lie.
I might have even said it to Jimmy.
Oh,
when we were
yeah,
talking.
was just gonna
I
say.
thought that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Joe,
We were
I'm
talking
not
about
gonna
topics. I'm
lie.
like, by the way, I don't want to guess your picks, but I'm guessing Joe's gonna have a Prince.
Joe, I'm not gonna lie. Dink and I had a conversation about 1989 Bat Dance. So thank you for letting me be wrong. The conversation was started by me. Had
You
nothing
are-
to do with
I
him.
can think I'm predictable. Sometimes I'm not.
So
Yeah.
I really am.
Oh, it's good.
what you okay? I just want to talk about your list real quick before we go into mine.
Yeah.
I've known Joe 30 plus years. This list that he has, besides Prince, is quintessential
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah.
There's no shying away from his personality or persona on this show.
I have a person.
So this is really cool list, and it's so cool to see him so excited about this list. So
I love this list.
that's my perspective.
It pained me because there are albums like Cocked and Loaded by LA Guns released in Kingdom Come in Your Face. That's Kingdom Come
You need-
in your face.
Comma. You need a comma.
Hey, that's how they said it. That's how it reads on the album cover. And there's so many.
That's
It
a
was
lot
that's
of
the second
commas.
album, right? There's so many good rock albums in '89, and I feel like there was a part of me like when I was doing my list, like, okay, I gotta fit some rock in here, otherwise it's gonna be Pop Joe again. I'm like, I gotta be honest. He's my of
Yeah,
all
yeah,
time.
Yeah.
Totally.
He's my
I'm gonna have a CanCon song that I'm pretty sure you guys don't know. Dink will know, but you guys won't know. But I had to keep it on there because it's so big to me.
Yeah,
Me
I
too.
kind of assumed that there's gonna be some can.
I was hoping to be CanCon. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a disclaimer. I
When
have
the
a
lower
disclaimer.
squares get going, there might be some can.
Yeah, I got a disclaimer too. I kept one band completely off, and
Yeah,
you probably
I got
know
a
who it
disclaimer
is.
too.
Well, that's my list. Let's hear what Jimmy's got for 1989.
That was a great list. I love that list.
Thanks, man.
So, I'll cheers to you on that, brother.
Yeah, it was mid.
I'll take that. Cheers. Since there won't be any samesies for a cheers.
We'll see. We'll see. You guys might not even remotely know any of my songs.
All right.
All right. So it's to my segment. I am the Beavis. I am the butthead to this group because I'm the metalhead, but I love many, many forms of music. But
Do you?
Carl's statement, I'm doing all fucking heavy metal. So
You're bringing it. Well, you're bringing it. You're
way
bringing
to
it.
go, Hot Carl. You spurred incitement in me. All right. So, all right. So 1989. This is the pure stadium snare sound. This is the complete pure cymbal sound. The pure massive compression where everything, all the sine waves were all pushed down and everything was so produced, and I loved it. So we I approached.
Whoa.
Well, I loved it a lot.
Yeah, I get it.
All right, so I approached this list so differently than I have in the past. There's so much great music in 1989. I don't want to list off albums or anything in case the Canadians have some great stuff, but so many different genres. So what I did is I put together songs that I have played live. And these are my 4 songs that
Nice.
I
I
love
like this.
playing live.
This is your real list?
This is a real list of songs
Real
that I have played live in front of audiences, whether it was one person or 1,500.
So I don't want to make it awkward, but Warhol's Theory was not around in 1989.
Well, I mean, I guess that's your fault.
I was playing with myself.
So I am going to start my love. So 1989, I was 17, 18 years old. I saw that.
It's gonna get messy in here.
So number 4, this is a song that our fans, the people that followed us, loved when we played. It is Tora Tora, Walking Shoes.
Wow, there you go. That's good. Yeah,
Wow.
nice pick.
Band out of Nashville. I loved these guys from
Yes,
the
you
first
did.
moment I saw them on MTV.
Yes, you did.
I adored these guys. I had the shirts. I saw them several times live. The first time I saw them live was, excuse me, with The Cult, Bonham, and Tora Tora at the Orpheum Theater in Minneapolis. What an amazing show.
Man, that Canadian band.
there's not a lot of information about this song. It was the first single off of Surprise Attack, but I can tell you a little bit about Tora Tora. If they were formed in 1985, Tora in Japanese means tiger, and Tora 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 was a scream, a yell that they used when their suicide bombers were attacking ships. So that's where they started with the formation of that song. But there was a friend of the band, and they were having a hard time changing their band name because when they started, they were called Free Beer. We've talked about that. And
They were the ones on the free beer?
they were Free Beer. So a friend of theirs had 60 or 70 names of bands that they were kind of cycling through. And at the time they were going through it, Tora Tora by Van Halen was playing, or Tora 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 by Van Halen was playing. And I believe that's off of Women and Children First. And they said, you know what? Tora Tora sounds fantastic. We're Tora Tora.
It's a good name.
And the album cover is awesome. During World War II, the bombers had the artwork of the ladies on the front of their flying fortresses, and they use that as their cover art. And I really love this song. It's Memphis Blues. It starts out and his voice really lends to it. And it's very 1989 glam metal, but they were just amazing. And I brought it to the band. I said, I'd really love to play this live. And they said, sure. Then we figured it out in about an hour. We put it into our set. Voila. Number 4, Tora Tora, walk-in shoes.
First of all, I love the pick. Second of all, I love the fact of how you picked these songs. I fucking love that these are songs you played live, because I know generally if you played covers live, it's because you loved those songs.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. Love this pick, man. I know you're always a big fan of this band. This album is a really, really good album.
Great album.
Yeah, and great pick, man. I love it.
Jimmy, were you the influence behind the band playing it, or did everybody love it?
For this particular song, yes. For this and my number 3.
Right. That's good. You had a hand in it, right? It was, but it could be collective, but that's cool.
Yep. And
I don't know. Sorry, I was just to say I don't know the band or the song, so I really can't comment. But Tora 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 is one of my favorite movies of all time.
It is a great movie. Yeah. But yeah, at the time, I was heavily influenced by glam, and excuse me, I'm sorry. That was the way that I was going musically. Because again, it was my silo, and I really, really fell in love with a lot of the late 80s, early 90s glam bands. And this is one of those bands that has stuck with me. They have several albums. They have a couple new albums, and I really, really enjoy them.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
All right. So we're going to number 3. Joe briefly mentioned this band and their album title.
Warhouse Theory?
Warhouse Theory. Yeah.
Warthog's Theory? What?
Yes. So number 3, we were watching MTV. My band at the time, we were watching MTV, and this song came on, and we all went, oh, this is really cool. And I said, hey, Xander, can you play that? And he goes, 30 seconds, he figured it out. I'm like, we're playing. The hair just stood up on my legs.
Dude, this song is number 5 on my list. It was the last one I removed from my list.
Wow. Right. So you guys know this is Kingdom Come, comma, from the album In Your Face. So if you look at the album cover, it says Kingdom Come in Your Face. It is Do You Like It? The video is bombastic. It's kind of a 1984 kind of, they're playing live, and above them, there's this big, huge speaker, which is the album cover. And it's just vibrating and just shaking, and it's shaking apart everything in the scene. And I love Kingdom Come. I was always a fan, and I always will be a fan. It was a short-lived endeavor for these guys, but they had 3 great albums and then some other kind of cut and paste
Wolf solo albums.
yeah, basically. I really, really liked it. It stayed on the charts for 3 weeks in the top Hot 100. It peaked at 73. This was another song that people loved when we played because it was bombastic. It was a kind of aggressive, and it wasn't your normal lipstick hair metal rock. It
Right.
was just more just in your face, and I
Yeah.
loved playing this song. Kingdom Come.
One thing about Kingdom Come, they're not complicated. It's all power. A lot of it's power chord stuff, right? But it's just very direct. I like how I like how he writes those first 3 albums. They Kenny Wolf and at the time too, the 2 guitarists they had, and I think they left after the 3rd album.
Well, Danny Stagg was there for a while, and James Kotak, the drummer, rest in peace, died this year. Played with the Scorpions for 20 years.
But and again, we talk about how rare it is for rock hits to hit the Hot 100. The fact that they actually hit the Hot 100 is something that, some bigger songs we've talked about, much bigger songs we've talked about on this show have never hit the Hot 100, right? So that's an achievement if it hit the Hot 100.
I think for rock, it's a huge achievement.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And it stayed for 3 weeks.
We talked about before, they got so much shit with their first album, sounding like Zeppelin. It's like, oh, okay, every other band can sound like Zeppelin. When they do it, oh, they can't do it. Or, I don't know.
Right.
Well, they had the opposite Greta Van Fleet happening. People embraced Greta Van Fleet initially because of the Zeppelin sound, but at the time on Kingdom Come's the first album, Kingdom Come, very heavily Zeppelin influenced, and people were like put off by it.
Too soon?
Because it was a great.
Must have been too soon. Must have been.
Yeah, right.
But this entire album though is very much indicative of this track. They're all pretty much within right here. This is this album. Where the first album's a little bit more over here, like it's a little more Zeppelin-esque, a little more different time changes and just playing style. This is a much more straightforward rock album.
Rocker.
Yep. And Stargazer is another song that I absolutely love on this album. But do you like it? It's just, please take the 3 minutes and 32 seconds on YouTube.
Out of your life. Yeah.
I'm
glad you picked this. I was hoping you would not necessarily have this song, which I thought you'd have something hopefully off of this album, because like I said, this is the very last rock track I removed from my top 4. So
there you go.
Love this.
I'll probably listen to it right after Tin Machine.
There you go. Check it out.
I know Kingdom Come though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where Tin Machine is still blowing my mind. That
I don't.
I'm telling you, man, I think you really like Tin Machine.
Yeah.
Well,
that's good, Chris. We're probably going to introduce. Well, I'm going to maybe one they don't know, and you said you had one.
We're learning some new stuff from you guys.
Hopefully, it's not the same one.
Some CanCon coming.
Yeah, I doubt it. I doubt it.
CanCon.
All right, so now we're going to number 2. For a second there, Joe said 1989. I'm like, oh no, he's going to say my pick. How about 1989? I'm not very smart. I'm a metalhead. Me dumb. All right.
I thought you were me, Jimmy.
A little later in life, I was in another band. Not super great or well known, but I had this amazing guitar player, Adam Weens. We were both Tesla fans. So we decided to do and play live. The several times we played live was Lazy Days and Crazy Nights from Great Radio Controversy. Yeah. There's not a lot of notes. All I can talk about the love of this. And this song is one of those songs, if you're a Tesla fan, you love this song. It's just really cool. It's not super upbeat. It has a nice, cool vibe. I'm saying vibe again.
Yeah.
I love Tesla as a whole. Love Tesla. But that second album may be my favorite album by them, Great Radio Controversy. There were 6 singles off of this album.
It was a big album.
This was the 5th of the 6 singles. I couldn't find charts really. There wasn't a lot to it, but it's a fan favorite by Tesla. The video, there's a real quick video. The video starts them doing sound check in front of an empty stadium. Just a huge stadium. It's just empty, and they're playing because it's kind of a slower, kind of a droning song. But by the end of the song, when the tempo comes up, it's a full stadium. The lights are on.
Concert,
and again, the hair stood up on my legs. I love this song.
Yeah. I thought you would have this album because my number 7 pick, or number 6 pick, I guess you could say, was Heaven's Trail. So that was my second to last rock track to come on my top 4. Great. Again, this is my second favorite Tesla album. So Great album. Again, you said 6 singles. I was just saying, monstrous album for them. It was a big hit, right? And this is why I think they got that big budget for Psychotic Supper, right? Which was my personal favorite. But yeah, dude, great pick. I mean, again, one of those bands, if you listen to their, I don't know, I don't have in front of me 12, 13, 14 albums, because they still put out new albums right now.
Yep.
They still sound like Tesla. And they still have that same, every song has a vocal hook you can get into. You can remember the melody in your head. I don't know how they've been doing for so long. And because let's face a lot of older bands, you get to a certain point, you kind of have a song that goes, just not much to it, right? You're just kind of going through the motions and there's nothing nobody can hook onto. But if you can go on for so long, you still have those vocal hit, or even guitar hooks you can hear in your head after the song is over with. That's amazing, man. So
they still sound good, right? Like I saw them in October in Vegas.
Yeah.
Jeff's voice is at times
he's also 66.
A little much.
Yeah.
But Frank and the other
the band's spot on.
Man, sounds tight, man. And you can overlook those few spots of his voice, which I love.
Yeah.
You're like, Jesus. But it was great. It was a great concert. They still sound like them and Leopard sound so much better than everybody else.
Well, you want to lie, and neither one of them track anything. It's because they're probably the 2 hardest working rock bands out there. It happened for 30, 40
Everybody
years.
else is like, okay, that sounds okay. Okay, and you should retire. Okay.
Even then,
not bad.
And Leopard is obviously a different level popularity-wise than Tesla is, right? But they're still both, like you're saying, both incredibly live because
they're intertwined, right? Like
Leopard probably doesn't need the money, but they tour constantly every year. Tesla, that's all they do is tour 10 months out of the year.
Right.
Yeah. So when you do that, you're going to be great.
You tell me they don't party, but they also share the same work ethic, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Right. And their original drummer, Troy Lucetta, they have a different drummer now. He was so inspiring to me because at the time, the glam or the hair metal or the hard rock of the time, me, dumb metalhead,
me like metal.
He was doing stuff completely different, jazz inspired and some odd time signatures, and he inspired me to go deeper into some cooler stuff. So he was very, very inspirational to me at a young time, because I'd only been playing 3 or 4 years at the time, and he really inspired me. So Tesla has always had a big spot in my heart. So my number one, it's a bit of a cheat. Because live we played a Queensryche medley. So the album Operation Mindcrime was released in 1988, but they had 2 songs that were released in 1989, and they were Eyes of a Stranger and I Don't Believe in Love.
Yeah.
We did a 3-song medley live because, I mean, honestly, to learn all that stuff in a short time period, we found the key changes and we just did a medley because it worked out well. It started out with, excuse me, I Don't Believe in Love because it was a slow build. Doom. Yeah. The Pink Floyd ripoff. Boom.
Still good.
Boom. Into Eyes of a we did the Eyes of a Stranger into I Don't Believe in Love, and then we threw in Last Time in Paris because of the key change. Was perfect for that. And it ended up being a 7-minute long song live, but it was so much fun and it was a fan favorite. And I adore Queensryche, and this was one of those things I said we should throw some Queensryche in here. And we had a singer that could pull it off, Brett.
I was just going to ask that.
Badass. Brett was badass.
He was, yeah.
Yeah, what was his name? Sorry, give him credit. I talked
Brett Weisler.
Nice.
And his younger brother was the bass player, Bumper Weisler.
That was the arcade in my town.
I don't know if you heard, Jimmy, but good
down to Bumpers.
Jeff Tate is working on Operation Mindcrime 3.
Right, because number 2 was so well. It was awesome. Oh,
anyhow, what's your song, sir?
It's the medley.
Oh, it's the medley. Oh, that's your cheat?
That's my cheat.
Hey,
I Don't Believe in Love and Eyes of a Stranger.
No rules.
That works. Yeah, that works. It's not a medley of 4 artists. It's an actual medley.
That's funny.
I got 6 songs in.
Hey, right, exactly. Well, and let me talk about my honorable mentions.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
All yours.
No, so that's my list of live songs that I had a
that's
great
cool, man.
time playing. and our fans loved it. So that's my list, and I'm gonna hand it down
Well-
there to Chris.
Well, before you do, I'm glad. I'll just say before Joe talks, I'm glad you said about the singer, because that'd be the drums aside. That'd be the first thing I asked about that band. Did that guy sound
Right.
anything like Jeff Tate? Like, because that
He
voice
pulled
is
it off.
so distinctive, right?
He pulled it off.
Oh, that is awesome.
Oh, you know what? Hold on, real quick.
He's
Where was
here.
it? Where was it? Okay, so we had
He's here?
original songs. I have a set list from 1990 here.
Oh wow.
Starts out with Queensryche Medley, goes into Do You Like It, Dangerous Toys, Teasin' Pleasin', which was also 1989, Walking Shoes, The Kinks. We reworked All of the Night to kind of be a Van Halen style song,
Right.
and we did a Scatterbrain. If you guys remember them, kind of a joke band, 1989 as well. Down with the Ship. I highly suggest looking up Scatterbrain, Down with the Ship, because it's all a sequence of popular guitar riffs.
Holy fuck! I did
And
not
then-
think '89 would be an informative take songs down episode.
Right?
'89. Anyway, go ahead.
Right. And then the last cover that we did live was The Ocean. We closed with The
Oh,
Ocean.
you did say that too during the Zeppelin episode. That's
So
awesome.
that was Hemlock 1990 live set
No.
with
Well done.
our originals mixed in.
Like you said, me, and I'm not, piggybacking off you, but that's very much as a Jimmy list, and I love it.
Chris,
Yeah.
it's all you, brother.
All right.
Good, man.
Whenever you kept saying "Eyes of a Stranger," I kept thinking of the Paolas.
Me
for some
too.
reason.
I was like, you got the ice. I like Queensryche. so.
CanCon. Disclaimer, just disclaimer. No Tragically Hip. Because I could have done all four Tragically Hip
Easily.
from right this year. I also kept a song off because it's going to be in my top 4 on a future list that I know we're going to be recording soon.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I kept that one off of this list because I know it's going to be on that list. There's a couple other songs I kept off. I don't remember what they are right now, but
Yeah,
I'm
from
sure
older
it's-
shows, yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Having said that, my number 4 is Canadian content. Pretty sure Jimmy Joe haven't heard it. Dink, you definitely have. So it's going to be probably the closest to a country band that I'm going to have on here. Dink, I don't know if you can guess who that would be.
I would guess Blue Rodeo.
Yeah, it's Blue Rodeo Diamond Mine.
I love share. I'm sorry, we're not supposed to.
It's not a samey, is it?
No,
No,
but I'll cheers you because
You
I
know what? I'll just drink for any
we're
reason.
not going to have any samesies, so we're good.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
Let's
all
see.
We should have like a prize or something. We should have something,
87 we did though, right? Like a couple other years we have.
Do we?
Yeah.
I think so.
So I'll just talk about the song. There wasn't a lot about the song. I don't know that I couldn't find that charting anywhere in the US or even getting any airplay there. However, the album Diamond Mind, it is the title track, was the second most Canadian content played album in Canada that year, next to Alana Miles, ahead of Tragically Hip, ahead of Colin James, ahead of all these
Right.
other Canadian bands. The album itself, and they're listed as a country rock band.
okay.
Right.
If you look at what they are,
And that's probably a fair. Would you say that's? I'd say that's a fair description.
I'd say it's fair because some of their songs do sound country, and it's probably going to be the closest that I like the country. A lot of their songs, like
and a lot of other Blue Rodeo fans that are
was the other
country
big
fans.
hit. House of Dreams was the other big hit off of this song,
Oh
which
my
is
God.
very country-esque, but it was on my short list too for a while, right? Like,
It's my favorite song off that album. Yeah, I love their ballads. Like,
but this one, there's a real cool Doors feeling to it when they do the keyboard solo in the
Yeah.
middle. The drums are fucking cool. Sorry, Jimmy, were you gonna say something?
No. Yeah, you kind of answered my question with that statement. So
What was your
Well,
question?
my question, you said it's kind of a country rock. Is this more of like an Eagles kind of band? Because that's when I hear the term country rock, I think Eagles. But you
yeah,
said the
but
Doors,
Eagles
so
meets
that's
the Doors, right? Eagles with more.
Eagles meets the Doors.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair
Yeah,
enough.
like some of their songs have more of a twang to them for sure.
Right.
And they have two, like this song is lead singer. Lead singer on this song is Greg Keeler, and Jim Cuddy is more. They would say the more. People say he has a better voice. It's a more refined voice. Greg Keeler's a more like raw voice.
Yeah,
I
raw
would say,
baritone versus
right? They harmonize really good together, especially on
Okay.
this fucking song.
Nice.
This, and the drums are very simple. And it's the last live album with Cleve Anderson, who's the original drummer of the band. Because as the story goes, first of all, I know a little bit about Cleve because I worked with a guy KC who's in a band. He plays in a what do they call their genre? Psychobilly
Okay.
genre music.
Yeah.
His genre, his band is called Evil Elvis. Even has so they got a punk style, but like they got a stand up bass player. Cleve Anderson has been their drummer from time to time. I think last time he was the drummer of the band, but he was the original drummer
know
for
that
Blue
name.
Rodeo. So it's the last album with him because he had to go back to work at the post office because he had a 1-year leave of absence and he didn't know whether the band was going to go anywhere. This was their second album. Wasn't sure if he was going to make a go of it, so he had to go back to work. So he left the band and went back to working at the post office.
Yeah, that's wild.
Right. Having said that, it was a really big album in Canada. Number 4 in Canadian top albums. Number 3, 3 times platinum. The song was number 7 on the charts here. So I found funny when I was looking up some of the research. There wasn't a lot, but Jim Cuddy, who's one of the band members and one of the singers, guitar player, says it's the most honest expression of musical interest, meaning the album in general, in the band. And Greg Keeler, the singer, says it's a muddy, confused sound. Who is the other singer in the band and guitar player?
Right. It's a good album, man. Oh,
it's a great album, and
they're a great band. But they are very Canadian, right? Like, and country, like I said, country rock is a good description. Although it's, I don't know, like even sometimes it's not country; it's more folk or it's more pop rock.
Sometimes it's, I don't want to say it, but almost Steve Earle-ish, like
okay,
right? Like,
so I get that reference.
Yeah, I get that.
Right.
So when you said Blue Rodeo, I know I've heard of them before.
You've mentioned them a couple
I've
times.
brought them up a couple of times.
Yeah.
There's a documentary for free on YouTube, anyways, YouTube in Canada, that I watched in the last couple of months. Really good, that talks about them and talks a little bit about Greg Keeler's issue with migraines and having to leave the band for a while because he couldn't perform live because of the migraine issues he would have, and how their sound engineers made it so that he could come back because they could like basically be really quiet in his area on the stage with the monitors and stuff. Anyways, I love that band. We grew up with that band, and that song came synonymous with the band. Like,
totally.
Like they'd be doing promos for them they would tour Canada, obviously, and there'd be promos for them touring like 4 or 5 years later, and that song would be in the promo, like the starting of that song, or the drum solo in the middle would be in it, or the keyboard playing. Yeah. But when I saw that it was 1989, that jumped out to me right away.
That makes sense.
Great pick, man.
Real quick, I'm sorry. You saw me on my phone. You said Cleve Anderson, and the name sounded familiar. I thought it was somebody that I knew of. So I wasn't trying to avoid you, but I was on my phone looking up Cleve Anderson. So
I was doom
wasn't even paying attention, but thanks for letting me know. I honestly didn't.
I was doom scrolling during this Canadian shit.
Right. Need kitty litter, paper towels.
I thought Jenny was just texting you updates of heated rivalry.
She has.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm done.
You mentioned them earlier in last season, and I did look them up, and I listened to a couple songs. It's a decent band. I mean, it's not my vibe. Fair enough. Not being mean, but they're talented. Definitely a talented band.
Oh yeah.
And again, I like I said before, I've seen them live so many times. I've seen them solo. I've seen Jim Cuddy a couple of times live. I had loved him, so we'd go see him as much as because they would be around, right? They would play small gigs or small bars. They'd be at the Dink Knows the Key to Bala, or they'd play in Barrie somewhere, and we'd go see them. They're as good as they sound on the albums. I think they sound better live.
I think so too. I've seen them
But
4 or
that's just
5
me.
times. They might be the band I've seen the most, actually.
Oh wow.
They're up there. They're in the top 5 of bands I've seen the most. It's 4, but it's
I've
only 4
seen-
or 5 times, right?
I don't know how many times I've seen the band, but if you put how many times you've seen them and Jim Cuddy as a solo act, it's
Yeah.
probably 15, 20 times.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's
Easily.
awesome.
So that's generally why I had to have them on my list for 80. As soon as I saw that,
Makes sense.
that album was
That's right.
massive too.
Makes sense. It was on my longer list, the House of Dreams, but from that album, but it didn't make the cut. So no Saintsy.
So far.
I said one though, so
Right.
let's get one.
Right.
My number 3 is a big nostalgia one for me. I talk about that all the time on here, but it is "Sweet Soul Sister" by The Cult.
Oh wow!
Wow.
That
The-
album was
awesome
on
pick.
my short list.
Sonic
I
Temple, that
wanted-
album. So I talked before how there's a period of my life in high school where in the summertime, all I did was ride dirt bikes. And this album was playing in the truck on the way to the track while we were getting ready to go out in the track. I remember a friend of mine, Adam, had a farm and we'd go work out of in the barn. And he also worked at an electronics store. So he had a big Technique stereo system and he would set up the speakers and we'd be in the farm and this song echoing off the fields while we were out in the barn doing work. Just fucking chills, like goosebumps on my legs, as Jimmy would say, right? Like
Yeah.
thinking about it, I'm getting goosebumps about it.
The way you
it's off
just set up, I could totally hear that song echoing across a field. I love
That keyboard start, and then break into just fucking the musicianship on that album. I just absolutely love. I really, really dig. There was a period in high school where The Cult was a massive band for us.
Massive.
Yeah, me too. Me
Yep.
too.
Yep.
You know,
2 albums. No, they're just so like, and I like the other ones. Some like the one before, like the first and the fourth. But those 2 albums, Electric and Sonic Temple. Oh my!
I think
God.
Electric is my
That
favorite.
is
but
high
Sonic
school,
Temple
right?
was-
Oh
Yeah.
I saw that tour, Sonic Temple tour, and I was talking about how it was the Cult, Bonham, and Tora Tora. Oh yeah, that great show. It just blew my mind. A smaller kind of venue, the Orpheum in Minneapolis. Amazing show. Walked out vibrating. That's how awesome that show was.
yeah, this album
And
was.
if you-
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, just want to add to the CanCon. It was recorded in Vancouver by Bob Rock with Bob Rock.
Bob Rock
was
again.
Yeah, Bob Rock produced this album. Yeah, I was gonna say because it's
Yeah.
like we were talking about before,
Right.
where
Another and that actually Bob Rock can tie into the payolas, what I was talking about earlier. Sorry, Joe, I know you're going to talk. Bob Rock was part of Hyden Rock, was he not? Which is part of the payolas, which did Eyes of a Stranger.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the
Anyway,
tie-in.
sorry.
yeah,
It's a
Sorry.
Jake Ryan moment.
My head just fucking started spinning there for a second. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah.
What were you
no, I
going
was just gonna say this is the one album that even if you weren't a Cult fan, everyone had this album. Everyone did.
Well, Edie Chow, baby, yeah.
Right. And Fire Woman was great too.
Oh,
But this
I
song,
hear that
this
song in
song,
my head all the time, man. It's one of those
Right.
songs that don't go away.
this is the song for me that was my favorite on that album.
yeah.
Absolutely. I don't know.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Great pick.
Awesome pick.
Yeah. I like this pick a lot, man.
The album was number 2 in Canada, number 3 in the UK, number 10 in the US Top 200. That's all I got.
I didn't know this. Iggy Pop sang backup vocals on New York City. I didn't know. that.
Really?
I didn't know that either.
I didn't know that
I
either.
just read that.
In '88, they did a 14-track demo version originally with Eric Singer as the drummer.
Oh, really? Love it.
And then they did a 15-track demo with Chris Taylor of Rock and Hide as the drummer.
Back
and
to
then
them.
settled on Mickey Curry as the drummer, who played with Bryan Adams and a ton of other Tina Turner and fucking shit ton of other people.
He was the
on
Sonic
this.
Temple, actual like the recorded drummer.
Yeah, for the album, for the actual album. And I
And
think for
live
the
with
tour-
Matt Sorum from Guns N' Roses.
You kind of piggyback on what I said before. Like we were talking, I just realized we were talking about how The Cure's Disintegration. A lot of people had the album that didn't necessarily listen to The Cure, right? Again, just like this album with The Cult. I don't know if it's because
Yeah.
they both start with the, and they both their second letter starts with a C. I don't know, but
Yeah.
Cult The Cure. But,
Beck?
yeah, but
what a fucking tie-in because my next song is off Disintegration. It's the same Deep Water as You by The Cure.
Nice.
Get out of my head, motherfucker.
Such a good fucking song, man. Such a good song.
Such a good album.
So yeah, I could have picked 4 or 5, 6. I could have picked the album, maybe. Like I've talked about this before. Slow tempo, layers of instrumentation, metaphor of drowning to explore the theme, despair, all these things. But it's just a fucking cool song that I just absolutely get goosebumps when I listen to it with the headphones. The whole album itself, but I love this album. This is my favorite song off the album. And it's not a big pop. It wasn't a real popular song. I don't think it ever charted. It's again, surprise, surprise, Chris and his long songs. It's 9 minutes and 19 seconds long. And absolutely fucking eargasm for me the entire time.
Yeah, right?
I didn't know it was that fucking long. That is long.
Yeah, it's a long
Yeah.
song.
I didn't realize it either. And I've listened to it. I don't know how many fucking hundreds of times.
For a while there, I had Fascination and Untitled on my top 4 because Untitled is my
And all 3 of those are good. Like that album's really good.
I had Prayers for
you can pick
Rain
any
on
song
here.
off of it, right?
It was between this and Prayers for Rain for me, really.
Yeah.
My first iteration of my list before I decided to go the way I did, I had Love Song on there.
Yeah, again,
Right.
I was just gonna say you can go with Love Song, the biggest hit off of there, at least.
And I think I don't listen to Love Song because I feel it was overplayed because it was probably one of the most radio friendly ones, right?
Love it.
It fits so
This song,
between Close Down and Last Dance. It fits so perfect between those 2 songs too. So I have to do it when I listen to the album.
There's a good cover of it too. We might.
when I was doing the research, I was kind of surprised to find out it's been performed live over 130 times. It was a centerpiece of the '89 tour. And during their Reflections in Disintegration 30th anniversary tour, which I didn't check the date on that, they played it every performance full. So the full 9 minutes and 19 seconds of it, every performance.
That's cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Artist staying true. I love that.
Yeah.
And fans digging it, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Because they kept doing it.
Yep. Yeah.
This album, front to back, is a banger.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you had to pick 10 albums that were perfect albums, this has to be in that running, right? I mean, it has to be.
Not all
And
time.
I said it before, if our island list would have been 5 albums, it was number 5. And if you ask me next year to redo my island list, it might be on the island list.
Yeah.
It's always going to be up there for me, I think.
It was on my short list for the island list. So, yeah, great.
That's
pick.
awesome. Great pick.
Again, you think he said though, you could have picked any song like we talked about before. This Lullaby was the first single in the rest of the world, and it was Fascination Street. You can pick any song off this album and be like, "Yep, great pick, perfect." Yep.
There's 4, maybe 5. I said on my list, this is the one I think I picked as my favorite right now. Again, 6 months. Ask me again. I might be listening to a different one more.
You're like 89. Okay, I have a Canadian list, a Cure list,
And I'll tell you this: if you can
and
find
then the others.
if you listen to the deluxe edition of Disintegration, it has the instrumental versions of every song, dude. And it's a great thing to either just veg out to or have in the background where you don't have to have a word.
That's cool.
It works very well as like a very
I've listened to that while I've been on long road trips. I've listened to that on driving to Minnesota from here when I was dating, when Chrissy and I first started dating, right? So, anyways, my number 1 will be no surprise to anybody who knew me in the early '90s, because I wasn't into this album when it came out in '89. I went back to this after I discovered this band. So this is Head Like a Hole by 9 Inch Nails from Pretty Hate Machine.
Nice.
Yeah, actually, that does.
I was wondering if anyone was gonna have anything off.
So yeah, and it's one of those ones where the Downward Spirals where I discovered 9 Inch Nails, went back and discovered this album, and I think this album I like more than Downward Spiral.
Yeah.
I fucking again saw him live and saw him do this and Terrible Lie live. Actually opening for Bowie, which was how I got back into Bowie.
Interesting.
Right? Tie back into that.
Yep.
It was I forget who the opening band was. Prick. It was Prick, 9 Inch Nails, and David Bowie.
Wow.
So right?
I'm not familiar with Prick, but
No, I don't know.
Any-
Me neither. And I saw them dink with Dennis, and I can't remember who else. And to be honest with you, there might have been some acid involved.
There
and I
might
don't
have been
remember.
some. There might have been some narcotics.
So I'm not going to reference how good it was because I don't really remember, but I've seen it.
Right, right. It happens.
We were having a good feeling about it. So
Right. Did
So
you
did
have,
you see him around 97? Is that when you saw him? Was 97?
yeah. I think
Okay, I was
so.
going to ask because that was Earthling, which was Reznor. That was the Bowie album that Reznor helped produce. And
When they did I'm Afraid of Americans.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
that.
again, there
Yeah,
you go.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
song, it's very much like
Yeah, and so yeah, I don't know if I ever talked about this before. When they did the switch over from Nine Inch Nails to Bowie, Bowie actually his stage setup kind of slid out, and he did like a couple songs, Nails songs, and like a couple songs
That's awesome.
with Nails, and then the Nails set
I'm
kind of
fucking
just went
jealous.
off,
I never got
and
to
then
see
Bowie's set just kind of took over. There's no break in between. It was one of the cooler things that I kind of remember.
Yeah. So fucking jealous.
Anyway.
I never got to see Bowie, so I'm fucking super jealous. So
I mean, if that really happened.
Yeah, that's true.
Sliding right
That's true.
I was there.
There might have been external
Pretty
influence.
high, but yeah.
maybe a little bit.
That's not
So all I'm gonna say, this album, once I experienced this album, I was really, I'm gonna say sounds really funny. It was in my CD changer in my car all the time.
yeah. That's a
Right, one of
old
those stack
school
CDs
reference.
that you could always play whenever you fucking wanted.
Yep.
You had 10 of them, right, in the fucking trunk.
Right?
Anyways,
You never changed disc number 5, is what you're saying.
Right.
yeah.
Or all of them.
Yeah, or many of them, right? That's awesome though.
Or
Right?
it'd be
The
weird
younger
because
guys
it'd be
like change your CD changer.
it'd be weird because it'd be like Sarah McLachlan, Tori Amos, Pearl Jam, Nirvana, fucking Nine Inch Nails, Soundgarden.
Get Michael home.
Right.
We talk about that
One
all
of the
the
last
time.
songs done on the album because there's a producer named Flood that he wanted to work with that he had to wait for because Flood was finishing Violator by Depeche Mode at the time.
Oh my
And
god!
what I find
great album.
out funny about this is he came in and did this. This was released in '89 and Violator was released in '90, and he finished
Right.
Violator first and this next.
Yeah.
Absolutely love this album. Love Trent Reznor. Love Nine Inch Nails. Love their new stuff. That's
You know-
my '89 list.
Well,
And
you-
like I said, I could have done an all Canadian one. If you want, we can do that next time. And I'm going to pass it off to Dink, who
Well,
I'm
real
guessing.
quick, Real quick.
Sorry, Jimmy.
There's a movie that Trent Reznor is in with one of your famed Canadian actors. It's a music story.
Michael J. Fox.
Michael J. Fox and Joan Jett called Light of Day.
Oh, is he in that?
Oh, fuck. Is he in Light of Day?
He's on Light of Day.
He's
I
part
didn't
of the
know
house
that.
band.
I didn't know
I
that.
didn't know that.
I
You
didn't
just-
know that.
Blew my fucking mind. Did you know that? Did you just look it up?
I knew that, but I just look at a young Trent Reznor appears with the Exotic Birds bandmate Frank Vale, former Generators singer bassist Mark Addison as fictional band The Problems.
That's awesome.
I knew that back then, but I just wanted to bring that up in the show.
That's awesome. I had no idea.
No, that's awesome. I had no idea.
That is
And
awesome.
then again, I have not watched that movie. I don't know how long. It's been a long time since I watched the movie.
Yeah, me too.
All right. That's my list, and I'm passing off to Dink.
Good
Sorry.
list, brother.
That was lame.
No, that's good, man. Off to me. Okay, 89. Fuck. I'm the last to go, so I can say whatever I want. I don't know if that's a rule, but
It is now.
it is now. So I have a disclaimer. I always have a disclaimer. I had two songs from 89 that would be on this list.
I
For
mean-
sure, no doubt about it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But they're not. This is an extended disclaimer. I'll be quick. But the two songs are Love Song by Tesla, which was in the Ballads episode. I talked about it. It's in my top 50 songs of all time. Blow It High Dough by The Hip. It was an honorable mention on one of my shows, and I think Chris had it as one of his picks in one of the shows. It is in my top 20 favorite songs of all time. I've made that list. The other one's just Phantom. So they didn't make the cut. I've already talked about that. Then I left a bunch of artists off, as you guys didn't mention, Chris didn't mention in his disclaimer, that we've had Like we've done Tom Petty and Madonna and Crew, and they all had albums then, right? So I
yeah,
don't wanna talk
I
about-
left because Kickstart My Heart I had on Driving Tunes, and we
Right.
did Crew, and that one
I
I
don't
left
want to
off
talk about
too.
that shit. I love all that shit. Whether they would have made it or not, it made it easier to
Yeah,
make the
who knows?
list. Fuck them.
People,
And then I was like, oh shit, what about episodes we might do? So I also left whether they would have made it or not again. I also left Janet Jackson, Aerosmith, and Lenny Kravitz off the list.
I sometimes wonder, are these lists harder for us because we do the show and this is how we are and that's how we're wired?
Yeah.
And it
Which is
doesn't
always
matter, right? If you
hard.
picked a song and then wanted to talk about it twice, we could, but I'm not trying to bore anyone or myself. So I want to look at other shit. It's
Well,
always
you
the
know,
same.
real quick on that. We get comments. This is more for the viewer and listener. We get comments all the time about, well, what about this? What about this and what about that? I mean, it is so hard to be consistent and have topics and not have the same song in 30 episodes of a 50 episode.
Because you love that song and it just
Oh.
happens to be a ballad, whatever. It hits like 5 categories.
And
Right.
even though we joke about me doing it with Prince, yes, I talked about Prince, but I don't talk. I've talked about Purple Rain a couple times, but otherwise, even I'm like, ooh, I'm not going to talk about the same Prince shit all the time because
Right.
A couple times.
you know what I'm saying.
Sure.
If it is, it's different Prince stuff.
Right.
43 albums. Okay.
Right. And to carry on with my comment, and we also want to talk about other songs that were really amazing and awesome that might not have made a list had we said that same song 30 times. So take it away, Dink.
Totally
Sorry.
true. So with everything you guys said and my disclaimer, I probably should have taken one of those songs once you hear my number 4. I might have told you this in the pre-show and before the show started. This is the list that my wife finally said, oh yeah, that sounds like you.
Okay.
Where other lists, she's like, I don't know if I've ever heard you play that song. Now, maybe it was a rocker I don't play for her. Maybe she doesn't know how much I love it. She's like, I think you're picking that one to be different. I'm like, well, that's a weird thing to say, but whatever. I don't think I picked any songs in any other episodes to be different, despite what my wife or Carl might think. I picked the songs I liked, and these songs I love. And my number 4 is an actress and a singer and a Hall of Famer and somebody you probably never thought you'd see hit a list, but it is Cher. Heart of Stone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, he had to put a headrest
mind blown, like Cher. Yeah, I love the Heart of Stone album, released in '89. This track is the title track, which was released in January '90, but it is from the '89 album. Written by Andy Hill and Pete Sinfield, who first recorded it by Bucks Fizz was the band. Became a modest hit, reaching 20 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100, 43 on the UK singles chart. There's and Cher bugs, right?
Kind of.
I probably like her way more than most, well, almost every one of my friends. Not even almost. I like her more than anyone that I hang out with or I've ever talked to. There's just something about this album. I also have some strong nostalgia with this album, so maybe this forced me to love it. There was a May 2-4 or the long weekend in May, but us Canadians, I think we've gone over this, call it May 2-4. So there was a May 2-4 in high school, and I might have even told the story. We went away for the weekend, and I was supposed to bring a briefcase of cassettes, and I didn't bring that shit. And so we only had what Buddy had in his van, because we had driven a separate car, another couple had driven a separate car, and 3 of them came in a van. There were 7 of us, camped out for the weekend, and we had Doobie Brothers Best of, Aerosmith Pump, and this, Cher Heart of Stone. We listened to 3 cassettes. All weekend, we listened to 3 cassettes.
That's a long weekend.
That's a long weekend. You got very familiar with Michael McDonald. I already knew Pump front to back, so I was almost like, "Oh, don't put that. Like, put on Cher." Like,
hold on. You said you knew Pump front to back.
that might have been a slip.
We may need to talk about phrasing.
Right, or commas.
At least there was no hand motions,
You know what they
any
say?
sort of thrusting.
A slip of the tongue, you're in deep shit. So.
Yeah.
Well, right. Even in your opening, you said side door. Glad you didn't say back door.
I went with side. But yeah, this is my pick. This is number 4, Heart of Stone by Cher. You guys might not know the track.
I know the track. Yeah.
Nope.
I know the
I-
good song. I know
Like
the
I
good
said, it's
song.
just something about this album, and this is if we could turn back time, and
Yeah.
just like Jesse James' album. So
Yep.
those two
I know
tracks
that.
got huge play, and Love on a Rooftop. Well, there was Love on a Rooftop or another song that Michael Bolton also did, but it's very then right, like for mainstream pop radio.
Wow.
And those tracks I mentioned had some radio play. This one really didn't break super. Like I said, 43 on the UK and 20 in the US. So did get some radio play. Obviously, we went to
20 is pretty heavy rotation.
It's good, dude. That's a lot of radio.
But yeah, so that's it. That's my pick. I like Cher. I'm not afraid to admit it. Right? But,
Yeah.
but I also can say she fucking bugs. Like, and she's totally plastic. So,
Great
you-
pick.
She's
My
got a
mom-
great voice.
What were you gonna say, Joe?
That's a great pick. My mom had this album, so I remember this song.
all right. Well, I'm glad I was into the adult contemporary in high school.
Well,
But my mom also loved the Eagles, so
Right.
oh come on, Jenny.
It happens. Right.
I mean, the first thing, as soon as you said that, I had a visual of me being on an aircraft carrier and some scantily clad person.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Which I've actually seen him
Turn
do.
back time, right?
that exact thing.
I have it. It's a Tuesday night for
Well, it
me.
really is a good pick. I guess maybe I'm not paying attention to these shows. I didn't realize you were a big Cher fan.
I didn't either.
I
I
do.
wouldn't say I'm a big Cher fan. I would say I'm a Cher fan.
Okay.
I
Well,
I don't turn up my nose ever or go, oh, Cher. And I know she
I don't
is
either.
kind of annoying, but I still will listen. I loved Believe when
I
it
think
came
she's
out.
annoying to people because she's a strong-willed woman who has a giant voice, who will speak her mind whenever she wants to, and a lot of
Yes.
people don't like that shit.
And
And I
doesn't give a
I
fuck.
love that about her. I
Doesn't
think
give
she's
a
got a
fuck.
great voice. She's obviously timeless. I mean, the woman still looks great, right? And she's
Yeah.
like 90,000
I mean,
years old.
there's some science involved in that, but
A little bit.
Right.
But I love that she's got a chip on her shoulder in interviews.
too.
I like her attitude.
Right.
Like
Love it, dude.
I find it endearing almost. Like
Refreshing.
right,
Yeah.
right.
yeah.
She's unapologetic in anything she does.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what she is. Unapologetic.
I mean, you talk about the chip on her shoulder. If you go back to the Sonny and Cher show,
Special.
she didn't. She was unabashed. She didn't give a fuck, and I think that's what people flocked to her for, was her opinions and her go fuck off if you don't like me.
and
The other, go ahead.
no, go ahead. Yeah.
Well, the other comment I was going to say, go back to our Kiss episode. Dink talks about Michael Bolton writing a song with Kiss. So Michael Bolton being brought up again as a prolific songwriter.
Right. And for the Michael Bolton fans sitting on their hands, we won't be doing that episode.
Well, maybe when we hit like 2040, and we're
Yeah, it's going to be a while.
70 years old. Anyhow,
This goes to show, Hot Carl, that you cannot please everyone
You can't.
with your opinion, your
He's got triple
demeanor,
shout out.
and your true self, Hot Carl. So
I-
carry on.
I'm confused. Who's Carl?
He's the guy. Yeah, it's I think I will just add this just in the end. I would think that anyone that doesn't appreciate her either has forgotten, is very close-minded to a certain type of music, or it's the auto-tune, right? Like after Believe, there was some heavy auto-tune, and that can turn anyone's
Well,
just sing.
But that was also of the time. That
Well,
was the production value of the
Right.
time.
Yeah.
that song specifically wasn't for fixing her voice. It was literally just as an effect on her voice.
As an effect, right?
Now-
Yeah, people don't know that, where they're like, "Oh, she already
When auto-tune was like, it was going to become what it is now anyhow, but
Right.
they blame her. It's like, that's not at all why
Don't
she
blame her. Blame T-Pain.
Right?
Good pick, man. I came out. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, a little bit out of left field, right? This
I like
one's
it.
also
Right
a little
on.
bit of. We had no samesies, so we're not going to have samesies. I can say that now.
Woo! I win.
Right? Fuck. But this song, number 3, is what I thought Chris might have. So, because it is Canadian. And this is a hip hop song, and this is Let Your Backbone Slide.
Yeah, it was close. Yeah.
I don't know this.
So, we haven't had all that many hip hop songs. This is a rap song. This
Maestro
was huge.
Fresh West. Yeah,
Huge
massive.
in Canada.
Wait.
Massive.
By who?
Maestro
Fresh
Fresh
West.
West.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joe,
So he's a Canadian rapper. Yeah.
Joe,
And
Joe.
he was massive here at that time, and that album was massive here. Played different genres of radio. Played it. It was just fucking.
He's a
beautiful.
Canadian hip hop father of hip hop. Canadian father of hip hop.
Well,
If
Joe,
I'm
I
listening.
want to introduce our new sponsor, and that's Babbel. We can learn Canadian, so we can follow along with these guys.
Yeah, it's Maestro Fresh West,
No,
man.
so I don't want to trample on Dink's notes, but
Nova
like
Scotia.
he's famous for around here for he worked as a security guard at a mall in Scarborough, and he wrote his entire first album working midnights at this mall. And I don't know
That's
Dink, if
awesome.
that's
That's
in your
That's
notes
the
or whatever.
perfect time to do
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
And this is from the first album, Symphony in Effect.
Wait,
Oh.
did he read his employee handbook? Because they might actually own everything he did while he was on the job.
Oh,
yeah,
gotta be careful.
No, that's just an American thing. You don't have to worry about that here.
Yeah, right.
Damn it.
Maestro didn't do that.
You get the worst part of everything here.
I to this day, like I was honestly like this song came up because I saw it was in '89. It's on my short list. I think it was in the top 10.
I thought you might have it.
I
Yeah.
absolutely thought about it.
Oh, this song, like Chris said, this song was massive on the radio. This song was everywhere. Now, at the time, as a Winnipeg guy, I lived in Ontario, obviously. Ontario is, I'm sorry, the rest of our massive country by land. Ontario's the hub. Ontario's where all the people are. This guy's in the heart, like this, right in the GTA doing his thing. Like, so this was everywhere. I was 2 hours where I grew up, 2 hours east of Toronto. So everything just kind of filters out before it gets any kind of mainstream.
Yeah.
Like the province is like any state, right? Just kind of
Yeah,
filters
yeah.
out. We got it, right? And I didn't hear it on the radio. I didn't see the video. The first time I heard it was at a rival high school in Belleville, population 40,000 at the time. Somebody had it because they knew somebody that knew somebody that knew somebody that knew him from Toronto, and he had it. And
You
there
remember
was
those days?
yeah, it was their
Remember that?
basketball warm-up song, and I was like, "What in the fuck is this? This is awesome!" Right now, I've heard it clearly. I said it in Zeppelin 200 times. I've heard this song 1,000 times.
Yeah, easy.
Easy.
Wow.
And it's huge song for us. He went on to have some other stuff. He not a prolific career like
Conducting things was on my
had some good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff, but not a prolific career like some other American rappers per se. Like it's not a huge genre here. It's gotten bigger from him because he's the pioneer,
That's
right?
awesome.
Yeah.
It's cool.
But yeah, that's it. Like at number 10 on the Canadian RPM singles chart, number 1 on the record singles chart, number 14 on the US Billboard Hot Rap singles. So it
Nice.
broke there, and
Yeah.
Americans knew what it was, and we're probably like, "Who's this fucking Canuck?"
Canuck.
Right. That's it. That he's the first. It's the first rap song inducted in the Canadian Songwriters Hall of Fame, and our Canadian Songwriters Hall of Fame for our country versus you guys, like it's everyone in there. You probably have a strong idea who they are because they're all the big ones, right? So for that song to get in, it's massive.
Yeah. Well, real quick, you said something that kind of is the premise of our whole fucking show. Everyone remembers when they heard something somewhere, and Dink, you do bring this up quite a bit. You were somewhere, you were in a store, you were at a football game or a basketball game, as you just said, and you hear something. You're at
Chris concert.
a race or something, and you're like, what the fuck is this? And then you race home and you find it and you bring it to your friends, and they tell someone, and they tell someone, and they tell someone.
Remember those
Joe,
days?
that's a fun edit. But no, this is the whole reason we do this, is to
And so on,
share
and so on,
music.
and so
This is a modern day forum of four friends
Right.
sharing music and expanding. So that's awesome.
Yeah, but if it's significant, or I
Yeah.
don't know, like for me, it's always so much of my shit's memory based. Right? I know Chris's concert based. Mine's like, where was I the first time I heard that?
Yes.
I can't.
And it stays with me, and I could listen to it 200, 500, 1,000, whatever the fuck number you want to
Yeah.
times.
Yeah,
But I
I
will
don't.
always, if I really, really like it, or it was a unique situation,
Mhm.
that helps remember this. Everybody's like, "How do you remember that?" I'm like, "I remember it from the fucking song that was playing, or I remember that song from where I was." Vice versa, right? Same thing.
Right.
That's how my brain works. But
So
not
yeah, and so this got me thinking about like how we ingest things nowadays. Like then you get an
not
album,
now. I'm like, what?
typically a tape
Everything's
from somebody, right? And
Everything's
you listen to it, and
white
like, I don't know, and then you listen to it a second time or
That was
third
in
time,
the show I saw.
and sometimes be like the second or third time you listen to it, like, oh, now I get it. Nowadays, if you hear something like, and we have everything at our fingertips now, right?
right.
And now you listen to something like once, like, that's not me, and you just move on.
Disposable music. Yeah.
Disposable everything, right?
Yeah,
I don't like this show. I'm a half episode in. On to the next one. On to the next show.
yeah, exactly.
No,
Yes.
I
Even
was thinking
wait for
about the same
Plot
thing.
to
'Cause
play out.
when I was looking at 89 and the hip came up, I remember not liking that album when it first came out.
Right.
Almost all the hip songs, I didn't really like them until I listened to them like 2 or 3 times. I'm like, oh, okay. I like that. I like that. I like that.
Right. All right. Well, you know the next two. You know 2 and 1. One is going to be very generic. 2, my most generic on this list. 2 is well known. I don't think it gets its due. This was another one I thought Chris might have. I knew you guys wouldn't, and that's not a slight. Alternative rock band Love and Rockets. This is So Alive.
I love that.
Yeah, dude, so good.
Yeah, I liked it then, but I think I like it even more now.
I was gonna
It
say,
makes
yeah.
every fucking playlist I ever make. I look at it, I'm like, Jesus Christ, can you get off the Love and Rockets? I put this song on every list for myself and for other people. I'm like, that's safe. It's fucking awesome. Go
See,
ahead.
when I have
That-
girlfriends in where I grew up, there's always 2 bands they loved. Every single fucking girlfriend. It was The Cure and Love and Rockets.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Every one of
remember
them.
that festival I told you I saw the Cure at? Guess who else I saw at that festival?
Love and Rockets.
Love and Rockets.
Figure.
Oh, that's awesome. I love this pick.
Well, for Christmas this year, I gave Jenny Love and Rockets on vinyl.
Nice.
That album?
I don't
That
know
album.
how, dang,
It's a great album.
escaped.
That's a great.
I missed this. I didn't realize. I didn't realize this was released in '89. It escaped me. I missed it. I knew when I did this list there was stuff I was forgetting that I was missing, and this was one of the ones that just fucking I missed.
Well,
I didn't even consider it. I should have. I would have.
with
Yeah, I
with-
thought you would. I thought you might have had it. That's why I was like, oh, this or Let Your Backbone Slide. That's why I said one Zamesy. You're gonna have one of those 2. But no, yep.
with this song, I love the Lou Reed vibe that it has. It is completely Lou Reed.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
never thought about that. You're right,
Yeah.
though. I'm thinking,
Yeah.
listen to
Yeah,
my.
yeah.
I didn't think about that.
That doop doop
Yeah.
doop.
Yeah, and you know what the internet description was?
What?
So Alive blends hypnotic rhythms, seductive vocals, and T-Rex like swagger.
Oh,
they
really?
mentioned-
there you go.
yeah, and that makes sense, right? It's almost Lou Reed and T-Rex.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
I
would
never
have
thought about the Lou Reed. When
I
I read it,
wouldn't
I was like
have
T-Rex.
thought
I'm writing that down.
T-Rex
That makes
on my
sense.
own, but the first time I heard that song, I'm like, oh, yeah, this is Lou Reed.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I never thought about that. That's a good pickup, man.
Charting, it peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100, so it's a huge hit for you guys as well. Spending 5 weeks at number 1 on the U.S. Modern Rock chart, big. Topped the Canadian charts, was number 1 here, huge. Also charted number 1 in Australia and New Zealand. So I
Yeah.
didn't find any other countries, but those 2 jumped out because they were number 1. So
Yeah,
it was a banger. It was a huge hit.
absolutely.
It's safe now. It was safe back then. It kind of crossed over like some of those bands we've talked about with the rocker crowd. Like, but that's okay. Leave it on. It wasn't like, what the fuck, man.
Oh.
Yeah,
if you're with a bunch of jean jackets, right?
Yeah, no, I was a
That'd be
jean jacket
stereotype.
and I loved it right away the first time I heard it.
Right,
And a
yeah.
friend
Right. Other guys were like,
I was
that's
like,
all right.
oh, what, this is cool. I like this.
Yeah, it's just got a cool fucking vibe. And there's no like
Absolutely.
it's kind of moody glam is also what I wrote down. It's just awesome, right? Like even though it's alt rock or like it's alternative. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then stuff I talked about in the intro with all these things not crossing over but hair being huge, but it was nearing its end or winding down versus the alternative
But other
grunge
music coming in,
sliding
like,
in. These guys were like right in there, like just kind of vibing, doing their own thing. So
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, in 1989, hair metal didn't know it was on its way out.
Yeah.
that's
Right.
true. They did not know.
Right. They had no clue. They thought
Yes.
they were going to last 20 years. They were going to be the new Zeppelin.
oh,
Right.
All of these other bands started kind of coming up in the wash of the boredom of the hair metal.
Right.
There was that quote by the guy. Oh fuck! I think it was Great White was being interviewed on Much Music, and they were asked about the Seattle sound. And who's the lead singer of Great White?
Jack White.
Jack
Yeah.
Russell.
Jack
He
Russell.
said,
Sorry.
he said something to the effect of, "If that's the future of music, then I'll be a shoe salesman." They took over.
All right, I'll roll into my number one.
Thank you.
The number one is very close to Chris, so we had the same band. We now have the same song. I have the more generic one. I fucking love this song. I fucking love this band. I almost overlooked this because I think we might do an episode on this band, but if we keep talking about a bunch of their songs, we won't have to bother because we'll have talked about all of their songs. This is Firewoman. This is The Cult.
Oh,
Nice.
I fucking love it. I know, and I've heard this
Nope,
song so much.
me
Oh
too.
my god.
it's my favorite cult song.
I love that album, but I also had the Firewoman remix cassette that had like 4 or 5 versions on it. And
Single.
yeah, because it's like it was like a single, but it was almost like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
12 inch.
Yeah,
You know the 12 inch, but it was almost that on cassette, right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't a it was longer than a
it was
cassette.
a double.
Right. It was a
double.
it was a extended play. But they had the New York City. There's a bunch of mixes, but the New York City mix, I still play. It's still awesome. It's on Spotify. Of course, I love the original. I love the song. I love Ian Asprey's voice. I love Billy Duffy's guitar. I love this band. That's why I was trying not to let on that I had this song when you guys were talking. I think it's a great 4 album stretch. Definitely 3. Absolutely 2. A great back-to-back album. If anyone said who's got the best, they'd be maybe in my top 10 of back-to-back albums that fucking rock.
Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I love Electric just as much as I like it more actually than Sonic Temple.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
love
I think Electric.
this track. I love your track. I love this. I love. Oh, there's so many good tracks on this. So it's so good. You talk, and I'll get into the charting and other bullshit that nobody cares about.
All right. So recently, Jenny and I, she asked me a question. What bands have you seen live? And I said, do you have time?
Right.
You
Yeah,
wrote
you've been
them
way more
down.
than me.
It was over 200 different
Oh my
bands live.
God.
Okay. So that's
have
a
that.
thing that I did in my life that I just went to concerts. The point, hold on. The point of this, please come, I'll come back to you.
Too late.
The point to this is
It's gone.
no. The point to this is I have never seen a bigger pop at a concert than the beginning to Firewoman
Yeah.
at the Orpheum. The
Oh.
crowd went fucking ballistic. You couldn't hear the band because everyone's like, yeah. So yeah, I love this. Joe, what were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say that you said 200 bands, and Chris was like, "Oh, how quaint."
I'm probably only half that, so I'm probably only like 100.
Oh, yeah, I don't know, like
Well, 99 of his
I
were
don't know,
Blue
man.
Rodeo.
99.
Anyway, Firewoman, released March 13th, 89, lead single from Sonic Temple, obviously. As Chris said, produced by Bob Rock. And I had that in my notes, and I knew that. And I was like, whoa, when you said it earlier. Then later, I was like, why was I so?
It's a Bob Rock joint.
Anyway,
Yeah, you seem generally shocked by that.
Right.
I really sold that surprise. And then I was like, "Why? I'm not surprised."
Someone didn't read his
Anyway.
notes.
Number 2 on the
Don't
U.S.
remember.
Billboard Modern Rock charts. Number 46 on the Billboard Hot 100. Number 50 in the UK, and number 1 in New Zealand. I don't know why New Zealand keeps coming up, but hey, they could be the new Dutch. That's kind of it, minus a bunch of bullshit MTV friendly video and much music as well. Friendly video, crossover appeal, late 80s mainstream breakthrough. I don't know. I think they broke through with Love Removal Machine or fucking even with She Sells Sanctuary. They broke through
Yeah.
before Firewoman, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did. Firewoman was-
According to the interwebs,
They
this
did.
Firewoman was their breakthrough. I'm like, well, how did I know them then?
No, that
Anyway.
was-
Right. No, it's not even
No.
remotely true.
Right.
No.
But anyway, that's it. I fucking love this track.
Love it.
I genuinely love this list. I'm not like Joe in that one episode. I hate my list.
It was. Of the 50 some odd shows we've done now, that was the one list. I'm like, this list fucking sucks.
That's hilarious. And I am glad that when I told my wife, as soon as I said share, she's like, yeah. You're the fucking only one. But anyway, she was like, yeah, that list sounds like you. I'm like, right.
Yeah.
And she didn't
Well-
know me in '89.
Ooh.
Something I forgot to bring up in my notes now that you're talking about it, this album recharted in 2019 in the UK, number 4 in the UK rock metal albums.
Well, what brought
Wow.
that must be a
12.
movie?
Had to have been
albums.
Netflix.
Number 26 on the Scottish album.
Right, like what's it's got to be movies.
Had to
What's
be
bringing this shit
Yeah,
up?
the
Right?
UK the size of Minnesota. It's like, they sold 10 copies.
Come on, I love Minnesota. Stop.
No, I like the Brits.
Like the Brits run like the Minnesotans, but whatever.
Not
I'm trying to
that-
move. I'm trying to move to the UK. I'm not trying to move to Minnesota.
No one's
Not
trying to
their,
get here.
I said, not they're
We're
dead.
trying to get Canada to take us. Please.
Anyway, that's it. That's my list, boys. Fuck.
That's an awesome list.
I love that.
You know what?
I love that.
I love
That was
these.
16 beauties. Fuck, that's what that
Well,
was.
no, I love these when we do the years because you can tell when our tastes really come out because
Yeah.
a year you're picking from hundreds of songs and then you can really tell every one of us is picking the stuff we really love. Except
Right.
for me, that one show.
Which is cool. It shows, yeah, you're right. It shows, to piggyback, it shows our
silos.
silos kind of, right? Where you might
Yeah.
have 4 other people that be like, oh, I have Tom Petty, you know what I mean? Like fucking I Won't Back Down or
Yeah.
Running Down a Dream.
Yeah.
I have Running Down a Dream too, man. I have Free Falling too, man.
Well, see, that's the thing, like I left out personally at least 3 of my favorite all-time bands, period, straight up. Off this
Yeah.
list.
Well, I mean,
Prince
also,
and the Revolution and
Okay, well, no, is this Prince? The Revolution was gone by then. Come on, man.
the New
Been
Power
listening?
Generation. I don't know.
Yeah, it was just Batman. It was Prince and,
Prince
Jack
and Batman.
Nicholson.
Prince and the Betancourt generation.
Their debut album was this year. Was
I
88.
know.
Didn't pick it. That one song.
Mama.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's our 89 show. That was 4 great lists. That was fun, boys. And for anyone that doesn't know, you can find us at justrankpod.com. That's our landing page. It'll take you to links to all of our stuff, our socials, our shows here on YouTube. There's merch. You can get t-shirts like Jimmy's wearing if you care to wear a Just Rank shirt and support us. That's cool too. You do your thing. Shirts off, shirts and skins. It's up to you.
All right.
Oh well.
Oh fuck! YouTube's gonna be pissed now. They saw a nipple.
Yeah, third nipple.
No, it's my first.
I have a
Third
third.
nipple. I don't. What are you seeing? Like double vision? What the hell?
That's double. That was the foreigner episode. Anyway,
No one saw that at Florida.
no one saw foreigner or that.
Thank you, both of you that watched.
Hey, thank you, 80 people. Anyway, yeah, that's it. You can help us out. You can subscribe. You can hit the bell like
AC.
ACDC. you get notifications of all of our new stuff. But for myself, Chris, Joe, and Jimmy, we're just ranked. Cheers.
Thank you for this trip down memory lane. Go fuck yourself.
Fuck yourself. Kindly.
Kindly.
Just Ranked is researched and produced by the Just Ranked crew. Edited and mixed by Joe Burkle. Socials and marketing by DJR Media Services. Theme music by Blue Joker. If you're enjoying the show, please set your podcast app to download new episodes and help spread the word by leaving a review and tell everyone you know to listen.
Why don't you go fuck yourself?